Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Game Day Live halftime show. Jesse, Holley, Skywalker still. The Cowboys up 28-0, putting on the thumping on the Giants. And honestly, it's a score that we expected to have coming into this game. Didn't start off as smoothly, but eventually the cream rises to the top, Jesse. That's just what's happening here with the Cowboys up 28-0.
Yeah. Walgreens, Rite Aid, CVS, whatever pharmacy you want to name. Which one did I leave out?
Brookshire one?
Brookshire got a pharmacy in there.
Walmart got one in there.
Walmart got one in there. Urgent Care, whatever pharmacy that you use to go pick up your prescription, that's what the New York Football Giants is to the Dallas Cowboys in this game. It is the
medicine.
It's the medicine. It's where have you been sick at? Where have you been ailing at? Where have you been inefficient at? Where have deficient at? Where have you had a need that has needed to be fixed? When teams like the New York Football Giants come to town, all of those ailments begin to get cured. We asked the question, will they ever get Brandon Cooks involved?
Woo.
We've been asking that question for weeks upon weeks upon weeks. In a half of football, Brandon Cooks finally, and in a half of football, Brandon Cooks has almost half of his yearly total in one half of football with 104 receiving yards. CeeDee Lamb 2 yards behind, having another 100-yard game at the halftime. We asked, when will they get the running game involved? When would that get going? We talked about it in our pregame show. What happens when the Cowboys run zone running schemes versus when they run man running schemes? Well, you see Rico get involved. You see Tony Pollard get involved. You got two backs right now who are halfway to 100. Both of those guys running the football well. Rico Dowdle has over 12 yards of carry. I told you guys, even Dak throws a YOLO ball. He's being held on by one leg, falling away, and throws a ball that you never want a quarterback to throw. But that's what happens when a team like this comes to town.
Yeah,
all of a sudden, all the things that were deficient, all the things that were wrong, the sick and bewildered parts of your offense and defense magically begin to be healed.
So the Giants are the milk of the poppy, I think is what it's called from Game of Thrones. It's the olden day medicine to make the pain go away.
Yes.
That's what the Giants.
What do they use on Oregon trails? Whatever the Oregon Trail medicine was before the people died of polio. That's what it. That's what it was. That's what the New York Football Giants are right now for the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are up 28-0 at halftime. This is what it didn't start, like you said, didn't start that way.
Start off that way.
But this is exactly where we expected the Cowboys to be at this point in time.
Live here at Walk-Ons for the halftime show, A to Z Sports Game Day Live, and it's just total domination right now. Dak Prescott, 239 yards through the air. Tommy DeVito, 24. The run defense is here. It showed up. You're seeing Rashaan Evans getting a lot of tick, man, and it just looks different when there's an actual linebacker doing those things. And then you sprinkle in the Marquise Bell, and he's making some plays flying around line of scrimmage. You're seeing Wanye Thomas more involved in this game.
Make the interception,
but he gotta make
Wanye.
the pick. Yeah,
come
Wanye.
on. That's why you play. That's why you play DB. That's why you play DB. Yeah. Because them hands are suspect, my boy.
25 push-ups on the sideline for sure. You know that Coach Al Harris is going to get on him about that. And you talk about the run game, man. Like, it makes me smile to see them lean into the zone stuff because you're seeing Rico Dowdle plant that foot, get downhill. Yep. You're seeing Tony Pollard plant that foot, get downhill. And he's running tough the last two games. Yeah, it wasn't a great game total last week, but he had a couple tough runs. You're seeing him have a couple tough runs in this game. And combined, they got about 100 yards on 15 carries. And I would hope we see a little bit more from Rico. Maybe you get 5-6 more for Tony Pollard. And let's finish this thing off with Rico on the ground. And as you said, Brandon Cooks already is at 100. 104 yards, 7 targets, 7 receptions, 8 targets for CeeDee, 98 yards, a rushing touchdown. Jake Ferguson, 3 receptions, 19 yards and a touchdown. What did we talk about this week, squad? The big 3 that you got to get involved every single week, whether it be through hook or crook. CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Jake Ferguson.
Yeah.
I don't care who you play. There's not a team that I think can quite literally match up with that every single play. So at some point you're going to have a favorable matchup. I don't know how many teams can do it, man. I don't know how many.
It's the team that we have trouble with.
Well,
maybe
that I can't say nothing about that. You
defensively, they can do some things to us.
You got me.
Yeah. You got me. But I'm sorry. Let me let you cook. Finish cooking. I'm sorry. Let me get out your way. I apologize. Put that sazon on that
thing. Put the sazon on there real quick. And right now, I think that the sazon is the Cowboys figuring out, okay, let's stop playing with our food.
Yes.
Let me go get that seasoning and let's go ahead and feed these children out here. And I'd imagine probably through the third quarter at some point they'll switch it. Maybe not at the third quarter, but if they go down here and score another touchdown, maybe you start getting these young guys in. Maybe you get the Deuce Vaughns going on offense. You see a little bit more of the Schoonmakers who, try to keep it positive. But eventually we'll talk about some of the things we got to clean up. But getting these young guys going, you're seeing, look, a couple of our big picks today. Mozzie Smith making plays in the backfield. Right,
it's the get right game, baby.
It's the get right game.
Everybody gets a little bit of confidence when you play a team like this. Brooks is getting some receptions. Yeah. Mozzie is playing.
Brooks is.
I mean, everybody, you're starting to see everybody get a little bit of, and this is a fun part of the game like this, because what you have happening now is guys begin to start running to the sideline saying, hey, coach, I want to get in. I want to get in. I want a little piece of this as well. So
see, on the flip side, Micah,
he bored. He bored.
Did y'all see Micah? He was like,
I mean, because when you look at it, Tommy DeVito only has nine attempts. So, for Micah, he's like, I want to get to the quarterback. Yeah. Well, in a half of football, the quarterback get 9 attempts.
24 yards. So that means he's just dumping it real fast.
It's coming out of his hands really quick. So you ain't getting an opportunity to really go out there and make your mark on this football game. And he knows once you get towards the end of this third corner, he ain't getting back in there.
No,
he ain't getting back in there. So it'll be one of those missed opportunity games where you go, man, I could have went off and got 2 or 3 of them things. And I look over there and I see TJ Watt got about 8 of them things. I look over there and I see Nick Bosa got about 7, 8 of them things. And Myles Garrett.
But see, it's weird. Like I said at the beginning of the show and pregame, the Cowboys have been in so many blowouts.
I know.
They haven't had to play the fourth quarter, and they're about to be in another one where these guys likely in the fourth quarter won't be playing.
And that crushes. Honestly, like I know that we can, when they're up 28-0, we can talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Yeah.
That crushes the ability for your team, a defensive guy like that,
get them stats.
To get the stats.
Yeah.
And that like defensive player of the year, it's one or two big stats. It's either you, Stephon Gilmore, you lead the league in interceptions, or
sacks.
You get the most sacks. And when you're in blowouts and you're not playing in a lot of fourth quarters, when the voters come up and look, they're gonna go, well, their numbers say different than your numbers.
Yeah, you got 11 sacks and they got 18. They're
not gonna take into consideration.
They don't care about the things you can do.
Five of the 17 games, 18 games you played, you were out in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they damn sure ain't.
Yeah.
No, but it's definitely been a fantastic start to the game or to the first half, but it wasn't a fantastic start to the game.
Yes.
If we want to get on some of the things they got to clean up. And just shockingly, right out the gate, you get a Rico Dowdle who is starting to get going and gets a nice big run, strong run, and they take him out the game.
Yep.
And we proceed to go shotgun run, shotgun pass, shotgun run.
Yeah.
At the 3-yard line, Jesse.
The
2-yard line. And it was just like, come on, Mike. Let's not get cute down here and start doing these things. Reward Rico Dowdle for getting down there, or say, hey, Hunter, let's get you going down here. Look, we know we don't have to fake the funk. We know Tony's not a goal line back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Has he scored goal line touchdown? Sure, but that's not his game. So for you to do shotgun run and run it up the middle with Tony Pollard, 2 out of the 3 times in the goal line was a bit weird start for me. And then you compound that with the interception that happened. So it was a funky, weird start. It wasn't a funky good time. It was a funky, weird start, and I didn't like it. But they said, okay, enough is enough, and it's time for a change. And they said, Brandon Cooks, Cordell Flott, mismatch. Let's eat. And they just start targeting Lamb, start targeting Cooks, and things opened up. And next thing you know, we're sitting here 28-0. It happens like that at home.
Yeah, like you said, Mike McCarthy didn't have the best opening drive right now. I think they're 3 or 4 in the red zone right now, but there should have been 4 for 4 in the red zone. Yeah. With that collection of plays, and those are the little things that you look at and you go, man. Especially early in the game, while the game is still in hand, like it's still a competitive game. Mike McCarthy, you can't glitch. That was a Mike McCarthy glitch right there. When you get down to the 2-yard line, and while football can be this complicated game, it can have these complex parts to it. At some point in time, you got to just line the hell up and say, my guys are bigger, better, stronger than your guys, and run the freaking football into the end zone. You don't have to make this thing
gotta be cute.
This cute thing where you're trying to bring CeeDee Lamb across the. You don't have to do all that. Get on the center, put a fullback back there, let your big hogs just blow those guys off the line of scrimmage and let them run it back like Rico Dowdle, finish the job, who runs really well behind his pass and gets downhill. And you won't have these type of questions coming up for you in these moments. And then same thing with Dak Prescott. You know, while you're having a fantastic game, it's those moments in the game where, you know, people talk about you in those aspects of, you know, they made a combo change. It was a bad decision, right? You didn't see the DB fall off of the route. You threw it right to him. Those are the type of things that can be. We talk about, and I know it doesn't matter against the Giants.
It won't matter here. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It'll never matter against the Giants. It won't matter against the Panthers. It probably won't matter against the Washington football people. But we watched the game 1 week ago from today, where there were small, minute details throughout that game that you did not hit on, and it cost you a football game. So when we see things like you get to the red zone and all of a sudden you glitch Mike McCarthy or Dak Prescott, you misread what there are in covers and you throw an interception. Yeah. In the games where it matters, those are the small little things that you need to kind of make sure that you're correcting and not making a habit of what you're doing. Because when you play the better football teams, their quarterback's not going to go 4 for 9 for 24 yards. No. Their running game is not going to have 11 rushing yards at the halftime. You're not going to play the booty juice Giants every single week, but you got to make sure that those mistakes aren't a part of who you are as a team.
100%. And that's something to say. I'm going to ask you here, what is something in the second half you want to see? The details is definitely, make sure you don't fall into some bad habits detail-wise, because they're bad, right? This is a bad team, so maybe you try to do more YOLO balls or look off a guy and just don't even think twice about it and come back. But for me, it's going to be, let's now up 28-0. Let's just figure out what we can do best on the ground.
Yeah.
I don't expect this team to be a running team moving forward. I said that for a couple weeks now. I think this is going to be a team you lean through the air, but there's going to be times where you need your run game to be efficient.
Yes.
So in order for that to happen, you need to know what do you do best. So I want to see us continue to either get back up on the center.
Zone.
Run the zone, because TP and Rico are killing right now in that zone. Or if you do it out of the shotgun, you can still run that zone type concept or get to the outside with TP or Rico. So I would like to see them, okay, we're up 28-0. No need to throw the ball 40 times in this game. Let's actually finish this thing with possibly, 18 carries right now. Let's see if we can possibly finish it with 40 carries and get some momentum going, not just for your running backs, although they need it too, right? They need to see that they can get some momentum going, but for your offensive line, who has not been run blocking very well throughout the season.
And for the safety of your quarterback. This half, Dak shouldn't take 20 dropbacks this half.
No.
Right? Like he should maybe have a third down and longs. He should only pass the football, because the last thing you need is a guy to come in there, fall on his knee, hit his hand.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have that many opportunities to hurt himself.
All right, kickoff is pending right now. The Giants will get the ball. We will see you guys back at the post-game show here live at Walk-Ons.